What's going on, guys? King Raven here, coming at you with another video today. So today we've got another awesome knife review slash overview thanks to the Lefty Pass Around group. Big shout out to the Lefty Pass Around group for letting me check out this knife. But before we get into that, y'all remember, give me a like, leave a comment. In the description of this video and all my videos will be linked. So if you'd like to support me here on the channel, that's the best way to do so. I've now got links down there for my Patreon, for my TikTok, and my Instagram. So if you would like to support me here the most, consider joining Patreon. You get exclusive benefits for Patreon over there, and also you'll be able to help me bring more content and different content like knife testing and stuff like that. So I really do appreciate it. At the end of this video, there'll be a little subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. And don't forget to check out the video I'll have linked. Now let's flip this camera around and get into today's knife review. Okay guys, so we're going to be taking a look today at a Karbon Knives. You might be saying, well, who is Karbon Knives? Okay, Karbon is the knife company that was started by Ken Onion. Ken Onion has been designing knives for many years, decades even. So this is his knife brand and his knife company. So what are we looking at today? We are looking at the Karbon Buckhorn. Designer Ken Onion, S35BN, and the handle is 6AL4V titanium. Alright, so this right here is the Buckhorn, and this is a beautiful knife. Now this is manufactured by Ketuo slash Rike, so Rike Ketuo Knives. That's who is manufacturing this. I believe it's actually done by the Ketuo. I don't know if they have separate plants or not, but either way, this thing is phenomenal. The video might not do it justice, but turn up your 4K if you got it. So you've got all this different milling texture in all different directions. All this stuff. This is not just like and everything. You can feel it. It is actually milled. All those little divots and different designs are milled. Then you've got all these milling lines that run this way. You've got the nice 3 holes, that signature like little 3 holes. You've got that same pattern echoed here. Okay. You've got milling and carbon milled into the back spacer, which also has your lanyard hole. On this side, you've got a milled titanium pocket clip with that same, a patch of that same milling that's right here, and it's underneath on this side. Milling, and they even bring that same milling over onto the lock bar. So you've got 2 different millings on the lock bar itself. Even on the different cuts in between the relief cuts, that milling line still goes along. Okay. Then you've got this really cool, almost like a end of a shotgun shell pivot with collar, and it's got the Buckhorn, and it's got the dates and 2024 and stuff like that, and the name on this side. Really cool, really just awesome knife. You've got jimping right here, and then these thumb studs, they're angled with jimping. So you've got angled thumb studs, and then you've got jimping on the flipper tab. Let's check out this blade. Really awesome detent. Let me wipe that blade off a sec. Really cool swedge that goes, and then that tip, it drops right down, right towards that tip. It's got a really dramatic drop right there to make it a really unique looking sheep's foot style blade. Really awesome sort of satin hand rubbed finish. You can sort of see the lines going this way. Really, really nice. It's almost like it was hand rubbed and then like a tumbled on it. Really reflective, really nice looking finish on this blade. I have medium sized hands, okay? So I have plenty of handle. This is a full size knife all the way around and everything. I've got plenty of handle sticking out. You can choke up some if you've got smaller hands. Large fingers, probably not. But if I do like that trigger pull choke up, I can choke up and use it and get even closer to that blade. If not, you're still fine right back here. Okay, S35VN, which S35VN is a fantastic steel. I know it's an older steel and it doesn't get the love like it used to, but it is a phenomenal steel. So that does not take away from the fact that the properties of S35VN is great for a pocket knife. Using this, even though it's a large knife and I usually prefer smaller knives, has been great because the way that tip drops down, y'all know I'm double amputee, so I'm doing what 99% of us do with our pocket knives. Opening packages, boxes, cutting tape, cutting string, cutting whatever needs cutting around the house, breaking down cardboard, some food prep if you like to do some food prep with your pocket knives, all that stuff. And this excels at that low drop tip. You can easily get into a package and do your draw cuts. Any finesse cuts that you need to do, pinch grip right up here, and then just do your draw cuts and your finesse cuts. Then when you're wanting to do those long breaking down, you got the majority of this blade and everything that you're going to beat, and if you just sort of follow along with it, you'll go all the way with that blade length as you're doing those cuts. Fantastic. And the geometry on this blade brings it to a thin edge. See if that's picking it up. This thing gets super thin. Really nice cutter. Okay. But for me, besides the aesthetics and the milling and everything like that, what stands out to me on this knife is the action. This thing is like butter. And not only the action, the detent on it, whether you're using the flipper tab, it just snaps. And then you can drop it. Super. Or my favorite way to deploy this, the thumb studs. Man, those thumb studs rock it. I would not be unhappy if this thing did not have that flipper and was just a thumb stud only. But they really somehow managed to dial in having both the flipper and the thumb studs. They got it where this thing just fires either way and super smooth. So that, I love the action on this knife. Let's do some size comparisons, okay? So, a couple of size comparisons. This is the Monterey Bay Knives pincer. And this is the, oh, my bad, the Ketuo Telson. This is a phenomenal knife as well. That was just me slipping off because I was trying to rush. Phenomenal knives that both have awesome flipping actions. The Telson, I've got a video on this. This is a very super smooth, very snappy flipper only knife. And the Monterey Bay pincer, same way, very smooth, very snappy on the flipper. Let's do two more comparison. This is one of the best flippers in my collection, the Tuya Knives Kaladin V2. And then this is one of my favorite thumb stud knives. That's a full-size knife. The, oh, man, I'm just messing it today. The Knoll Knives Voodoo. Fantastic action on both of these. Super snappy, awesome flipper on the Kaladin V2. And just to show you that it was just me on that Knoll Knives, the thumb studs and the action on the Voodoo works great. I've got videos on both of these. Awesome knives. This knife is right there in the caliber with the Voodoo and the Tuya Kaladin and the Tolson, the Telson from Ketuo and the MBK pincer. This is one of those full-size, phenomenal knives that's got awesome milling, great materials, and just really shows off the craftsmanship and the manufacturing quality that Ketuo and Rike is putting into their knives. Let's flip this camera around and wrap up today's video of the Karbon Buckhorn. Okay guys, so what do you think about the Karbon Knives Buckhorn designed by Ken Onion? Phenomenal full-size knife. If you are looking for a full-size knife, consider the Buckhorn. I know right now, as of filming this video, they're sold out, but I can only imagine with this knife that they are in the process of getting more and manufacturing more. So I missed out on this myself. I am paying attention now for any restocks because I would love to add this to my collection. I really don't have any gripes. The only gripe that I can say, and this is not a gripe, this is a personal preference. I would love to see a compact Buckhorn. Take about maybe a ½ inch off of the handle and about a ½ inch off the blade. Anywhere between that and 3/4 of an inch off the handle and 3/4 of an inch off the blade, somewhere around there. Just make this exact knife, just shrink it just a little bit. Man, that would be outstanding. I know I'm going to get hate from some of the full size. This is phenomenal. I love full size knives still, and I would gladly add this to my collection. But if I had my personal choice, I would make this just a tad bit smaller, somewhere closer towards like the lines of the pincer. If you can see, the pincer is just about that much shorter in handle and that much shorter in blade. This just feels just a little bit better in my hand as far as overall length, but comfort in hand and everything, this is fantastic. I just wish it was a little bit shorter. Y'all let me know what you think about the Karbon Knives Buckhorn, and do you like it just like it is? Would you like to see it a little bit shorter? Did you grab one? Make sure you're paying attention to Karbon Knives and any additional drops. I'll have it linked below. Does help my channel when you use those links, so I greatly appreciate it. Also in those links, it's links to my Patreon, my TikTok, and my Instagram. Y'all consider following me and joining me on Patreon. I greatly appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and check out this video. Y'all be safe out there. I'm King Raven, and I'll catch you in the next video.